All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our retro pay-per-view review series. Going to be in your house 15, A Cold Day in Hell. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Let's jump right into this. May 11th, 1997, Richmond, Virginia. 14,381 people on hand for this one. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler doing the commentary. This is where Vince he would do it, but then not do it. I know he does the next one, Canadian Stampede, but he's not here for
Right.
this one. They did have one free-for-all match. It was your vote for match of the year. It was Rockabilly defeating Jesse
Oh,
James.
Jesus Christ.
I told you they moved them to the free-for-alls because I think they
That's
do it one more time before the feud is
it's
over.
a good idea. It's a good idea. Get him out of there.
Yeah, and they put him on the free-for-all and get Honky the hell out of there too.
See you.
So the dark match actually at the end of the night, Legion of Doom beat Owen and Bulldog in the tag title match by disqualification. So that I would have liked to see on this card, but whatever. Our opening match is Flash Funk versus Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Flash Funky.
That's all right. In the next one, we get an all-time rivalry when Mankind faces him. But for right now, we're stuck with Flash Funk.
This is the
And,
one where the Funkettes didn't show up because they were scared of China.
yep,
No.
I don't blame him. See the size of her? This is before she had all the work done.
I don't see. I don't even remember at this point. Does Hunter lose his accent, or he still has the accent?
He's starting to come away from that.
Yeah.
It's slowly starting.
Because
Like
by the
it's
time
not.
he's in DX, that's it. It's gone.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, he's got that operatic music that he's
yeah.
coming out to.
Because I don't remember when it happens. I just know one day he didn't have the accent anymore.
I think it was right after King of the Ring
Was it?
that all of a sudden it was totally gone. This match wasn't bad. It wasn't that good either, unfortunately. You know, it's Flash Funk and it's Helmsley. No real rivalry here, just a match that kind of they put together.
Throw these guys out there.
And, typical way that it ends. Hunter Hearst Helmsley gets the pedigree on Flash Funk, gets the pin. China showing off her Amazonian strength, takes Flash Funk, throws him over the top rope. I mean, good stuff. She's taking the trash out.
See ya.
At this point, I mean, Flash Funk's been there, what now, almost a year, and they haven't done anything with him. No significant storylines, no nothing, no title matches. It's just like you're the opening to in your house, and you may win, you may lose. I don't know. You go by.
This hot garbage.
After the opening match, they showed the footage of they did a video package on Ken Shamrock in the UFC, and then Ross interviewed Shamrock that was in the back. They showed how Mankind and Vader attacked him earlier. This is setting up for Shamrock's first match in the ring against Vader in a no holds barred match with certain rules. So following that, they also showed with Mankind using the fireball on the Undertaker, and then how Taker used the fireball on Paul Bearer.
There's no these damn fireballs, man.
I know, and this would all be setting up a storyline to come.
I think Kane uses the fireball later on.
Yeah, on China.
When Kane comes in, yeah.
Oh yeah, they love these fireballs, man. And then WCW is like, oh, we can do fireballs.
Yeah.
Finally, they show Todd Bettengell is interviewing Rocky Maivia, who's kind of on a downward spiral at this point. You know, they showed how he won the title against Triple H, but then he lost the title to Owen Hart, and you could see that the same passion is not in his face anymore when he first got the blue chipper. Is gone
a blue
at this point.
chipper. That's a blue chipper right there. Yeah, the fans starting to turn on him. They're starting to boo him and stuff.
Because he was pushed too fast. He was thrown down their throat.
Well, not only pushed too fast, that whole gimmick, the whole ultra baby face, like just doesn't him coming out smiling and shaking his hair. That was the wrong way.
The moves that he's doing, it's not catching on to them.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Not in 1997 where the attitude is changing.
Well, at least they booed him
in the
though.
business.
At least they booed him, so they did care.
They've always said Christian was the one that said this in an interview on a documentary. If they're booing or they're cheering you, you're doing your job.
Yeah, at least you're getting a reaction. If they're just silent, then
not like Lance Storm who comes out and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, right, pretty much. Or Dean Malenko. So
I'll leave him alone. We're not even doing WCW and you're nagging on him. Come on, leave him alone. He's a good wrestler. He's got 1,000 holds.
Yeah.
So
and
This
nobody
match,
cared about.
I know, poor guy. This match wasn't bad. Again, I love the fact that how in the middle of 1997, all of a sudden you're getting these matches
Yep.
that we're going to see feuds
Later on, they're
in the
huge
next few
monster.
years.
They're monster feuds, but right now they're just in
They're just mid carders
regular. Yeah.
because next month it will be Triple H and Mankind, and we already know the
Hmm.
storyline, what's going to progress with that. But this storyline is huge as well. But yeah, like you said, they're mid carders at this point, so it's not. Vince doesn't know what he has yet, but he's
Right.
got
Yeah.
gold here.
Hmm.
And this match was pretty good. He Mankind took Rocky Maivia to the hardcore side of it. It was funny because not that it was called that yet, but he did the rock bottom on Mankind on the ramp, which I thought was
Hmm.
funny. I'm like, oh, rock bottom, rock bottom, but
Later on, yeah.
they didn't say nothing about it.
When he signals for his finisher, like the crowd doesn't even react.
No,
They're just like, whatever.
this is right before I believe he gets his injury, and then he's
Yes.
gone
Yes. Hmm.
until the nation
Yeah. It's right here.
has an opening
I
once
think this
they
is the
get
night he
Ahmed.
does get. I think this is the night that he gets injured. I could be wrong, but it's right around this time. Hmm.
Yeah, because what was he going? He was gone for like a couple of months,
Yeah, he was gone for a couple months.
and then he just showed up on Raw, and
Rocky, die.
that was a little ridiculous, though. I mean, wrestling fans are passionate. I will give them that, but putting a
I
sign
don't think
like
they.
that,
I don't think they
come
really.
on.
I don't think they really want him to die though. I think like because his character, you
Well,
know.
they want the character to die.
Right. Yeah, I don't think
Well, I
it's.
got to agree with that. Everybody wants
I,
that character to
I
die
don't think that they wanted him to die.
because once he turned into The Rock, you could do whatever you want to keep him healed. They were cheering him. But in any event, Rocky went for his crossbody off the top rope. His one of his finishes. He never really had a significant one. Mankind put the mandible claw on as he came down,
Hmm.
and Rocky loses. Mankind gets the
That's right.
victory.
Yeah, you can see before that the Rock is starting to get upset. You're starting to get angry. You're starting to see a change.
Well, it happens so fast that all the accolades he's getting, and then just like that, it's gone. Of course, when you face
Well, because
Owen
he
Hart,
wasn't getting
you're
over.
going to lose the
Well,
title.
because he wasn't getting over. That's what it was.
Yeah,
You got to be frustrated too. But
I don't blame him with the
good things to
frustration.
come. Good things to come.
Yes, definitely. So now, following that match, we have now the gauntlet match, which is the 3-on-1 match, but it's not a handicap match. It'll be 3 individual matches.
Yeah, yeah.
They showed what happened the previous Monday Night Raw, where Cross wrestled 3 opponents, 2 jobbers, and a guy with a pantyhose on his head, who turned out to be Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, he gave him the Pearl River plunge.
Mm-hmm. So now with the gauntlet, as the Nation of Domination made their way down, Gorilla Monsoon told them all to get the hell out of here. And I love how D'Lo's just standing there. You don't, and nobody really knows it's D'Lo at this point, but he's standing there like, I don't hear nothing. Gorilla's like, hey, you, what?
Well, he
Get
was
out of
like,
here. Who, me?
yeah, basically he was like, because nobody wanted to go first. So he's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're going first, and the rest of you get the hell out of here.
Yeah, meanwhile, one's got a sprained ankle, allegedly, the other one with the shoulder, and one's got the flu.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the first match was Ahmed versus Crush. And the Nation of Domination was on the stage at the top of the ramp. Crush was actually signaling them at one point to come down, but they couldn't. They couldn't do it. Crush went for his heart punch, and Ahmed reversed it, spinning heel kick, and got the pin. No Pearl River plunge here, but the match did take its toll on him because he did wrestle Crush for quite a while. This whole match was about 13 and a half minutes, but most of it was this opening match.
Mm-hmm.
The next match that on the card was he had to face Savio Vega. And so on this one, Savio hit Ahmed Johnson with the chair, which I knew that was coming. He continued to attack him. He gets disqualified, setting him up for Farouk. Now, if he beats Farouk, the nation's got to be disbanded.
And Farouk had that arm sling.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden he takes it off. He's fine. So Farouk, and this match didn't take long at all. He hit the Dominator on Ahmed and pins him.
Oh, but he got him in the
wins.
No, but Ahmed got him in the Pearl River plunge, but he was so beat up from the other fights that when he gets him, he's like kind of injures himself, and then he loses the match.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, you thought he was going to win. You thought he was going to run the gauntlet.
It would have been nice finally, and this feud come to an end because now by this point, I mean, even the fans got to be getting irritated at this because this is going on so long. And what made it even worse is when he joins the nation right after this, It's like, what are you doing?
And then they kick him out.
Yeah. And then by that point, the fans don't give a damn about him.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of '98, he starts feuding with them again. It's like, come on, how long are you going to do this? And not to mention the fact he gets injured a bunch of times because he was supposed to be the Undertaker's opponent at Canadian Stampede, and he can't even make the match.
Well, that's what happened. He joined the Nation and he got injured. As soon as he joined the Nation, he got injured.
He gets up in the morning and he gets injured. I mean, at this point, it's like, you got to be kidding me with this guy.
Well,
And then when eventually down the road when he showed up, I loved it when he showed up at WCW for the Harlem Heat 2000. Guy's like 400 pounds,
yeah, it was over.
Big T.
Him.
So, in any event, moving on. Then before the next match, they showed what happened the week before. Vader was facing Goldust on Monday Night Raw. Shamrock was commentating. Vader got the win. He invited Shamrock into the ring, and they started brawling about it. And then Todd Pettengill interviewed Vader about it. And this match wasn't bad. This showed Shamrock being green. I mean, he messed up on a few moves, which was normal considering this was his first match. He does get better, obviously, as his career progresses. But in this match, the fans weren't really into this one either. They couldn't make heads or tails, but they finally did towards the end of it.
Well, I mean, I think the match was fine because it was supposed to be like a brawl, basically. You know,
Yeah.
no standing 8 count. So what was it? Was submission or knockout, right?
Submission.
Or
Or
was there a standing
knockout or standing 8 count. Yeah,
there was a standing 8 count or there was no standing 8 count.
there
There was
was.
a standing 8 count, right?
Yeah.
So
So it was that and then a submission and knockout rolls.
yeah, they worked a very stiff style, so the
Yeah.
shots looked real, and that's how those guys like to work. Vader liked to work like that. Shamrock like to work like that. So I thought for what it was, I thought it was fine. It was something different.
Yeah. It was weird seeing Vader tap out to the ankle lock
Yeah,
because you don't normally see him as a guy that would tap out.
yeah, but Vader was at this point, you know.
Vader's starting to go downhill, unfortunately. And I mean, it gets worse in 1998, but I've said it before. 1997 he could have had one highlight moment if they would have just had Brett drop the title to him. I'm not getting into that again, but I mean, he could have had at least one shining moment in 1997. I mean, his claim to fame at this point is he beat the Undertaker at the Rumble. That's about it. So, following this match now, Todd Pettengill interviews Steve Austin. They showed 2 weeks prior how Austin had threw the belt down and stunned the Undertaker, and then Taker got up and chokeslammed Austin. Now here's another feud that you got for years to come that was phenomenal as well. And these are two guys that have said in interviews they loved working with each other.
Yeah, they did, but I don't think they ever had great matches. I never really thought that.
They were okay.
They were all right. No, they weren't
too
bad.
many matches.
Yeah, I just felt like they never really had that chemistry. I don't know. They were fine, but I didn't.
I know at SummerSlam '98 was one of their good ones. They put it all out.
Yeah, but this guy got concussed. Austin gets concussed like right in the match, and you remember that he gets that bad concussion. He gets knocked out and doesn't even remember the match. And
I think that
no,
one
they
of
were fine.
one of
The
their worst
feud,
ones.
the feud was great.
Feud was
I
great.
just thought the in-ring stuff. I mean, it was fine.
One of their worst ones was Over the Edge '99. But at that point now, Undertaker's injured. He's trying to get through because his hip is shot. And then Austin was starting with the neck at that point in '99 too. So they were both injured trying to prolong the inevitable.
Yeah, the problem here is that these two are baby faces. So it's like the crowd doesn't really know who to cheer for.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is with this match, the Hart Foundation had purchased 5 tickets to sit at ringside for this match. And conveniently, right before the match, here they come. Brett in the wheelchair down with the Hart Foundation, and they're all sitting there. And it's funny because during the match, Austin went for Owen Hart. And then Taker hits Owen over the railing and then goes after the Bulldog. And I'm like, why don't we just make this a handicap match?
I like how Jim Ross said the wrestler shouldn't be attacking the fans.
That's funny.
The shame of it is Brett's injured here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I'm curious what they would have done with him if he didn't get hurt on this pay-per-view. Would he have wrestled or not? I don't know. Interesting.
I mean, Austin did win the number one contenders match prior to this, so he get the title match. I don't know who he would have faced.
Maybe he wouldn't have. Maybe he just would have interfered. He would have got more physical and been out there.
Yeah,
And yeah, who
yeah,
knows?
because Sean was kind of there, not there at this point. I mean, he does wrestle at the King of the Ring, does a few Monday Night Raws before he disappears before SummerSlam. So I don't think they would have had those two guys in a match, not at least on an In Your House.
No, 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 no.
I'm surprised they were if Brett was healthy enough, if they were willing to do it at the King of the Ring. But I think they just did it for the storyline because Brett couldn't make that match regardless. So in any event, what's funny? There was another funny segment in this one. I love Earl Hebner, man. Austin low blow Undertaker at this point, and he's pleading with the referee because the referee sees it. Now the Undertaker low blows Austin. Austin's looking for the disqualification, and Hebner gives him the middle finger. And the crowd actually erupted at that
Yeah,
because
but Hebner,
Austin's sort of playing the heel at this
you
point.
know, Hebner went in. He went into business for himself.
He always did.
Yeah.
So him and Hebner and Austin were always a cool pair together. So Austin hit the stunner on the Undertaker. You think he's going to win the match? All of a sudden, and I love this segment. The bell starts ringing. You see Brian Pillman's ringing it, smiling,
Hmm.
laughing over here, and I'm like, "You damn crackhead." I remember watching this live and I was laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, he didn't do that." Pillman screwing over his former tag
Yeah,
team partner.
Pillman was great, and it's interesting this time too because it's like it's sort of a forgotten thing that Austin actually had a chance to win the title. Because when you think of Austin getting the title, you just automatically think of 1998. He wins the King of the Ring.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry, he wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania, but he actually had a chance here. But
Yeah.
they were still building him, so it wasn't quite time for him to get the title. He was on.
No, but it was
On
this was a way for them to see
yeah, he's
how he is in the main event.
newly turned baby face, so
They actually tried that with quite a few because if you notice that year, Undertaker, he didn't fight the same person multiple times. He had various opponents from WrestleMania. He had Steve Austin here. He had Mankind at the previous one. At the King of the Ring, it was Farouk. Then it was supposed to be Ahmed, but it was actually Vader at the next one. So he fought multiple people. And I thought that was good because then, sometimes when they start this feud and you get the 3 months of pay-per-views,
yeah.
by the second, third month, you're done, you're tired of it.
It wasn't like Undertaker versus Goldust over and over, and Undertaker
Oh my
versus
God.
Mankind in the middle of that. Yeah, so
And we get an Undertaker Mankind in this, but at least it was just a
uh,
one-off at this
right.
point. So with Pillman ringing the bell now, that distracted Austin. Taker gets the tombstone, he gets the pin, gets the victory, keeps the title. After the match, the Hart Foundation rushed into the ring and attacked the Undertaker. What's funny is that leaves Brett all alone in his wheelchair. Austin was going for him, and then eventually, what happens is he steals one of his crutches. He goes back in, he helps the Undertaker against the Hart Foundation. Not so much, I don't think, helping the Undertaker, but just beating the crap out of
Yeah, it
the
was
Hart
more.
Foundation.
Yeah, it was more of that. Yeah,
And then when it's all said and done, Austin did what Austin does. He stunned the Undertaker, and so that's how that one ends. Taker gets up, he's pissed off, he goes and chases Austin, and that's the conclusion of this one. But I mean, overall, the storyline telling with the Hart Foundation was really good. The opening match needed work, definitely, but overall, it wasn't a bad pay per view.
yeah, it was fine. It was entertaining. It wasn't
The
terrible.
just like I said, the gauntlet match should have been the end of this nation fiasco, but unfortunately, it's not.
No, it's not. All right, well, that's our review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.